guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see by the title, I'm going to go through my job, which is bottle service, and go through what it is, what I do. I always get questioned by girls either at the club or on Instagram. People are always asking me, how did you get into bottle service? What do you do? What's it like? So I figured I would make just like a little video explaining a little bit about what I do for work. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching. So I kind of wanted to break it down a little bit. So I'm going to just go through the basics, and if you guys have any questions, comment down below. I will get into it, but I'm just going to go through a little bit of the basics that I can think of. So I'm going to start off with how I started. I started about 7 years ago, which is a long freaking time ago. So I like to think of myself as a little bit of an OG. I never took any breaks. I have literally been working like consistently for 7 years. Sometimes I know in like this kind of industry, people take breaks. Either they just like, I don't know, they take breaks for school, or like they're just over it. They want to take a break and then come back after. Like it's common for people to take breaks. I've never taken a break. Literally from when I started 7 years ago till now, I have been working like every single weekend. Of course, I've taken a few weekends off, like if I'm going out or something, but for the most part, like I have been working every single weekend. Right now, I am still doing bottle service, but I'm not working because, as you know, we're in quarantine and the club is closed, which I'm going crazy. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm not used to staying in. At this point, it's been like, I think 4 weekends or more that I've been staying in because of quarantine. So right now I'm not working because everything's closed. So I started about 7 years ago. How I started was, honestly, I applied online. I got my Smart Serve when I was 19, which is legal age here in Canada. And I started working at a few restaurants, a few bars. Like I worked at a few of them. I would say maybe like 3 or 4 as like just a basic waitress. And then one day I was like, I went to a club and I just saw bottle service. Like I saw the bottle service girls and I was just like, I want to do that. Like that looks so cool. It looks so fun. Went online. I applied to a club. I just like applied online, and literally within a few weeks I got called for an interview. Interview went great. They knew I had no experience. I only had experience like as a waitress at a restaurant. And I got hired. I was like so surprised because I was like, oh my God, I don't know anything about the club. Like I know nothing. So my first shift, I was so nervous. At the time when I went in, the head bottle service girl, who is now my friend, Sammy, taught me everything. Like she literally taught me everything. She taught me how to take orders, how to serve, how to bring out bottles, how to upsell, like how to do everything in the club. And like honestly, it's like a whole new way of life, to be honest. Like bottle service is just like a whole shift in life, which I'll get into later. But she taught me like everything. So I learned pretty quickly, like within maybe like a weekend, 2 weekends, I was so comfortable. And from there, I knew, I'm like, I love this job. Like I love bottle service. I never want to leave. I loved it. So I continued working. Over the years, I have worked at about, I want to say 7 or 8 clubs all throughout Toronto and GTA. So I've worked at quite a few clubs. At some clubs I've stayed at for like 3 years plus, like I've stayed there for a long time. And other clubs I've just gone in to help out because people that I know have like known me and will message me and be like, hey, like, can you come into work because somebody's called in sick, or can you just come help out for an event? So some clubs I've just gone in for like a night or 2 nights to help out, but some clubs I've stayed at for like years. So that's a little bit about the clubs. Misconceptions. There is a lot of misconceptions with bottle service, and this is what I hate. I hate when people have misconceptions about it, when they're like, oh, you're just a bottle girl, or bottle service girls, like they have nothing going on with their life. Like I hate this whole misconception. Like, no, that's not true. I know a lot of people in the industry that are doing great things. Like we are regular people, like anybody in general. Like I feel like you shouldn't be judging people for their job. There's so many people that like work is one thing, but how people are on the outside is different. So I hate misconceptions with bottle service. Like I hate it. I hate hearing it. But the reason why I got into bottle service is because I was in university at the time. And I was like, I need to make money. I need to be able to save tips. And bottle service was key. Like bottle service has been able to get me through university, college. Like I went through all of that by myself. I've been able to like get a few things for myself. Like it's honestly been really, really great to save money. So that's the reason why I started. And the reason why I stay is because it's honestly great money. It's great money. It's so fun. Like it doesn't feel like a job, but it is a job. Like it's just fun. Like, you know, it's just a fun job. So I do really, really like it. So that's why I got started. Let me see what else. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of questions that I would ask. Like I wish people told me before. Like I said, I applied online back then. Now I feel like bottle service is different because I feel like every girl wants to be a bottle girl. Like every single girl wants to be a bottle girl now. And it's so popularized. Like back then, 7 years ago, I feel like when I told people I was a bottle girl, they were like, what? Like, what is that? Like they were just like so confused. Or like it wasn't as common as now. It's like everybody wants to be a bottle girl. Everybody is a bottle girl. So I feel like now it's more competitive. So now I feel like getting into bottle service is more about experience you have and people you know. So I don't know how it is now, but like I said, back then I applied online and it was like super, super easy. One thing I will say with bottle service is you have to be able to be social. Nobody wants a boring bottle service girl that is going to be like stuck up, not talkative. Like you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're serving customers, you're engaging with them. They're there to have a good time. They're there to party. Like you have to be like a good time. You have to be a good time. So that's one thing I will say. You have to have a really good attitude working in this industry. It's customer service. Like it's just like working at a restaurant. So you have to have a good attitude. I would say appearance. You have to carry yourself like, you know, like you have to look good. Like you have to like, you know, do your hair, like look put together. I would say like you would have to like just look put together. I would say there's no set appearance because there really isn't. Every club is different. But I would say overall, like you just want to make sure you're put together, you look good kind of thing. Guys, let me tell you my nails right now. I get these nails. I had a little bit of an accident, so 2 of my nails broke off. Let me show you guys what my nails look like. As you can see, they were so freaking long and I had an accident. Usually I have my nails done, so that's another thing. I always make sure I have my nails done because I'm always pouring drinks, I'm bringing out bottles. Like, you know, my nails have to look good. Not a requirement, but honestly, I strongly recommend it because I feel like your hands have to look good. But right now, since we're in quarantine, can't get it done. That's a little bit about nails. Let me get into what you have to deal with. Sometimes what you have to deal with, obviously people are drunk. You have to be able to carry yourself in the right manner. I would say have a good attitude, be social, but at the same time, don't let people walk all over you. There's going to be people that are drunk, that like, you know, all of that. Take the right steps, do the right thing. I would say carry yourself in the right manner. There's been times in clubs where sometimes guys will grab me, guys will touch me, and let me tell you, in 2 seconds, they are out of the club. Like security is really, really good when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I would say like that's not something you really have to worry about. It doesn't happen often, but if it does, like security will handle it depending on the club you work at. Because let me tell you, one club I worked at, it was a freaking nightmare. They did nothing. They did not care. But other than that, all the other clubs I worked at were very like on it. So honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. Uniforms. Uniforms are generally, when like for the first club I started, it was all black, wear whatever you want, has to wear heels. Every club I've worked at has always required heels, but this club was like all black, just wear whatever you want. And then a few clubs I've worked at, you had like a mandatory uniform where it's like either a dress or it's been like a bodysuit or it's been like shorts and a crop top. Like it really depends. And like they've had set uniforms. The club I work at now does have a uniform and it's so freaking cute. I love it. But it honestly, it all depends on the club. So I can't really tell you there's like a standard for uniforms. It depends on where you work. Other things I can say is how your life changes. I know I said this earlier. I would say is your sleep schedule. Like you are so used to like being up all night, you're wired all night. And then during the day, it's like, I would just sleep in. I know this is not on everybody. I know a few people that work at the club and they still wake up super early, but that is not me. I sleep in so much and my schedule is so bad. Like I will wake up at like 12, 1 o'clock because I'm just so used to being like a night owl. So that's one thing that has changed for me is just like my lifestyle. That is what I do. Like what I do for work is bottle service. That's what I do. I do that 2 nights a week. Sometimes it's a little bit more if there is other additional events, but it's usually 2 nights a week. During the week, I don't work. I am a freelance artist, so I do freelance once in a while for myself or for ABH. So I'm a freelance artist.
She's a full-time girlfriend.
Next thing I would say about bottle service is back to scheduling. I would say one thing that I've had that's been like kind of rough, I would say, is scheduling my time with like my friends, because my friends don't work at the club, so they have a totally different schedule than me. So I have found it's like a little hard because they're not available on weekends, but they are available on weekends, but I'm not. So I would say that's the only thing that I've had issue, but we make it work. So that's like a little bit of a problem. Let's move on to relationships, since you already heard my boyfriend in the background. Relationships I find are hard to, like, if you're in bottle service. And what I have found in the past is it's hard because there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of like trust issues. Like, you're in the club, you're serving guys, you have to be social, you have to talk to them. They're recording you, they're putting you on their Instagram, their Snapchat. Like, you know, it's annoying to your boyfriend. Like, I'm sure it's going to be annoying. So I feel like in the past it's been an issue. Now, not so much. I feel like it's not an issue in my relationship simply because he trusts me, number one, and number two, he works in the industry, so he understands what it's like. He's a DJ, so he kind of knows what it's like. He knows what I have to do for work, and he understands it. So that's not an issue for me now, but I feel like for some people it would be an issue because it used to be an issue for me. All right, that is the end of my video. Those are all the questions that I could come up with for myself that I would ask myself if I wanted to know about bottle service. Please comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any specific questions or if you want me to get into something more particular. I can totally do a part 2. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to see, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.